Hey guys, I just want to tell you real quick that our merch sale for this block of merch is ending on April 30th. So if you want a shirt, pick it up, because I don't know which one of these are coming back. I don't know. They haven't told me which ones I can do. They got my hands behind my back. I don't know what I can do. But our sale does end April 30th. So if you want to snag a shirt and support the channel and future Puppet episodes and Papa Meat stuff, go to meatcandy.store. Consider picking up some shirt. Get swagged the fuck out. Get some pussy. Get some boy butt. Do whatever you got to do. We'll see you. Welcome back to the Papa Meat channel. How you doing? How you doing? Coming on and sitting down because today we're going to be talking about beauty pageants. If you're one of many average Americans, you probably didn't know too much about pageantry until around the 2010s when toddlers and tiaras exposed millions to all the wild things that take place in them. I think toddlers and tiaras, that's where Honey Boo Boo came from and all that shit, right? That's the same kind of thing with like a Dance Moms and that kind of show. Weird child pageantry. Who thought of that? I don't know. I remember when I saw it, I was like, huh? I didn't know about it until I saw the It's Always Sunny episode when Frank does a beauty pageant for children.
That was probably around the same time it was getting popular, too.
I think so, because I just remember whenever I saw it, I thought it was just the premise of the show, and it's like, no, this happens. You're like, huh? Something that seemed so innocent on the surface was revealed to be a source of deep trauma for children across the country. No. Not only just kids being judged on their looks at an extremely young age, but then parents forcing them to do that? That causes trauma? Are you sure?
On national television?
On national television? Grown adults calling these little girls pigs? No. This is because many pageant contestants begin when they're incredibly young and are sometimes forced into it by their parents, leading to brutal training programs in the hopes of taking the top spot. What is the top spot? Being Miss Universe? What is the big one? What's the big? Because remember, actually, I do remember this from the older person pageants when Steve Harvey read the wrong contestant.
That was Miss Universe.
That's Miss Universe. I'm pretty sure that's like the top one. What do you do after that? That's not even Olympic gold. You know what I mean? It's like, I mean, I guess it's kind of impressive. There was one recently too where I think it was like Miss Thailand or something like that. Her teeth popped out or something. Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
It's pretty crazy. She just kept dancing and fixed him up.
I know there was like a girl throwing it back or something, doing a funny dance recently on one of these.
At a contestant? Or not?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Everybody was like doing like these elegant dances.
Oh yeah, she was
just like, yeah.
Yeah, dude. Gotta change with the times, Nick. It's pageantry. To say there are no contestants who enjoy beauty pageants would be a lie. However, as thousands of women and young girls make careers out of modeling and thoroughly enjoy the skills it requires, but it can breed a certain type of monster, especially within parents who think that they can live vicariously through their children. Old dusty bags trying to live vicariously through their young children. That's what happens every time. I found that on those shows too, like if you look at clips from it, almost every time it's a woman who's just like, I always wanted to do it when I was younger, but I couldn't do it. My mom always said I didn't have the structure. Or something like that.
And you're like their child do it. And they...
Well, exactly. Then they're like, but this is me now, reincarnated. How many of them do you think practice voodoo? You put their soul into their child's. You're gonna be a big star, and your skin will be mine.
Every single one.
I think so too.
That's the secret.
I think that legitimately there is something at play. Some kind of voodoo is at play. Today, we're going to talk about all the craziest aspects of pageantry to see just how insane and depraved it can get. Most people don't realize that pageantry is a multi-billion-dollar industry that has been around for over a century. That I did not know. A billion? Multi-billion?
It's just a bunch of billionaires watching pretty girls. And just being, oh, yes, look at them.
Well, exactly. In the golf class. We spin. It really is kind of like just seems like well, especially beauty, like children's beauty pageants seems like a pedophile's playground. Does it not?
Yeah, that's
Who judges that? Well, I mostly judge children's pageantry. To me, I'd be like,
Yeah, nowadays, you're definitely getting some looks.
Even back in the day, I feel like people were like,
I don't know.
I mean, if it was the 80s, I'm sure they're like, it's weird, but hey, a man's got to earn a living. That kind of thing. I imagine it was a little different.
You don't think people would be like, man, that's awesome. You do that?
I mean, I guess maybe. I just feel this idea of like, well, I judge their looks and what's their bodies and how they, what's their skills. And you're like, huh? Rewind. Hey, we want to give a quick shout out to our favorite sponsor, Gamer Subs, which we have amazing energy drink called Raw Meat. You need to pick that shit up right now. It is summer in a shaker, or hopefully one day a can, because they're starting to do cans in places and it's delicious. Raw Meat, my flavor is a beautiful cantaloupe watermelon mix that's just, oh, it's absolutely beautiful. We drink the caffeine-free version all the time. When it gets too late, because Gamer Subs gives you a little pep in your step. Pep, pep, pep. Also, if you like big tittied anime women, they have little tub shakers that have big, beautiful tittied anime women on it. So if you like that, they have shakers. Pick up a big tittied anime shaker thing. They like that. You like that? I know I do. If you head over to Gamer Subs right now, you can get signed up for some free samples. They're all good flavors. There's not a single bad flavor. They're all muy caliente. Mwah. They're beautiful. They're so tasty. So please head over to Gamer Subs and use promo code PAPAME to check out and tell them that we sent you. All right? You're going to get a little goodie with it. I think you'll like it. Back to the video. The origins of beauty pageants date back to 1921 in Atlantic City, New Jersey.
New Jersey.
Oof. The nation's landfill. When contestant Judge Phineas T. Barnum organized the first Miss America pageant to increase tourism. And this contest was very successful and paved the way for women around the world as it was the first national women's beauty contest fucking ever. I don't know about that, but it was a big one. Fast forward to today, and the pageantry industry is worth over $5 billion. However, many question the ethics of the contest themselves. Some find that the idea of pageants is outdated, as many exclude married women and mothers.
Whoa.
As they should. And these kinds of rules might seem extreme. However, many pageants also have rules for specific weights and body proportions at every level, from infants to grown women. I do like how the pageantry is just like, once you have your child, the body is basically discarded. I mean, look, the C-section scar looks disgusting, does it not, gentlemen? Those have to have like one old woman there. We're not misogynistic, we have Bertha. Isn't that right, Bertha?
Yes. Yes. The C-section scar scares me. Yes.
Looks like Captain Hook was playing with her belly. Come on, get her out of my sight. Where are the 19-year-old Puerto Ricans at?
Jeez.
My God. Because of this, people believe that they are directly responsible for accounts of body dysmorphia and eating disorders across millions of girls. Yeah, dude. I mean, it's like, what is it? What was his? Who's Luther? What was Luther's first name? The guy who nailed the fucking rules on the... Martin Luther? That's Martin Luther King. John Luther?
I don't know. Luther who?
Lutheran. The guy, the people like the Lutheran religion, the sect of
I
Christianity.
think it was Martin Luther.
What is it?
Yeah.
Are we not just thinking of Martin Luther King?
Well, no. That's where Martin Luther King got his name from.
Really?
Martin Luther. Yeah.
Is that true?
That's
Fact
Martin Luther. I had the same thing because, you know, Martin Luther wrote a book about Jews. I was like, Martin Luther King wrote about the Jews.
Was it a good book?
Bad. Bad book.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay.
My buddy had it. He's like, look at this.
Why do you have it? It's like, whatever. Some guy nails all these rules to a board. He's just like, you're only pretty if you're in these parameters. You see me? All you little pigs. What am I reading? Animal Farm? You're all disgusting. Except you, Cynthia.
Thank you.
Yeah, she gets stoned to death.
See, even if they are beautiful, you have to tell them they're disgusting just to kind of keep that power dynamic.
Negging.
Yes.
You gotta neg them.
Yeah.
Exactly. You're beautiful, but your teeth are that of a donkey. Go pin the tail on yourself and leave me alone. I like how we're giving these judges way more power than they definitely have, as if anyone actually gives a fuck. And on top of this, many argue that there's really no societal benefit to keeping them around, since all they do is perpetuate stereotypes and reinforce near impossible beauty standards to an audience that has slowly been declining for decades, which is true. Who's just like, dude, gotta go home. Gotta tune into the Miss America beauty pageant. Beauty pageants have long been controversial, as feminist leaders in the 60s and 70s criticized them for issues that remain relevant decades later. Plus, recent polling has shown that people believe the morals and values of pageantry just don't align with modern values. I mean, we're talking about, yeah, pageantries from the 1920s. Hello?
Yeah.
What? It's also so it's extremely, not to be fucking performative male here, but how condescending is the entire thing? Now, what do you want to do when you're older?
I want to drive a race car.
Regardless of what you believe, not everyone agrees with the negative narrative surrounding pageants. While there is valid criticism of these contests, many supporters of pageants argue that they are a great way to build young girls' confidence from an early age.
What?
Welcome to fucking delusion land, dude. Hey, tickets for 2. Are you fucking kidding me?
Maybe the ones who win, but even then, they're not.
Even then you're just like, now you gotta keep winning. Don't forget to keep winning. You're slipping up. Ooh, you got silver this week? You must not be as pretty as you used to be. That'd be even worse. So I'd rather just be at the bottom of the totem pole the entire time. I have nowhere to go but up. You know what I'm talking about? Big, thick girl, big fucking ankles, swollen cankles. That's how I'd start off. Be like, look at my mom one day. The shoes fit. You're going to be a very pretty little piggy, aren't you? Oink, oink, oink. And that's right. That's... Okay. All right. No more of that. We no longer hate women on this channel.
I love women. You got to say it.
You say it, and then I'll lip sync it.
I love women. You didn't even move your lips.
Yeah, I did. I moved my lips. Look like a horse eating a sugar cube. Besides performing on stage, many girls use pageantry to network and even earn scholarships that help them achieve their career goals. Like with any competitive event, it also helps people build discipline. But with the amount of horror stories that come out from the scene, it's hard not to see why people want to stay away from them once and for all. Once you're out, you kind of want to be like, I'm done, right? All right, put me back in. My discipline's lacking, Jackie. I need to get back in. From the outside, the concept of a beauty pageant seems simple. You go out on stage all dressed up, follow a rehearsed performance in front of the judges, and make your way out. However, the world of pageantry is filled with all sorts of random segments and rules that most people are unaware of, which I will say this, I didn't know about this. I thought the whole thing was 15 minutes long. No. You would think that you'd be like, all right, what's your name? Jessica? What do you do? I'm like really good at math. Okay, your dress looks nice. All right, bye. I mean, I thought that was it. I thought that was no. Not at all. These events often includes rounds of interviews, talent shows, and personal presentations, which I just don't understand that. It feels like that was one of the most demeaning things I've ever seen in my life.
I don't understand. Why do you have to do a personal presentation?
It's like reading, it's like having a baseball player read the back of his own baseball card.
Exactly.
It's like a weird, all right, now be self-masturbatory for a little bit, but be cute about it or something.
You can't be too cocky because then they're like, oh, a woman.
Well, it's like literally a thing that they judge is just being like, it's just like, oh, like her attitude was nice. Is that not, I mean, is that not like just demeaning as fuck? You know, I really thought that she was earnest. I didn't think that she was like a bitch. You know what? Out of 10, a 7.2. You're not just competing to see who is the most beautiful, you're also competing to see who is the most mature and well put together contestant. Only at the very end of the entire contest do people put on their best outfits and walk the stage. That's at the end. I thought that was the beginning. No. That's the last, that should be the only thing.
Well, that's kind of progressive though. It's like interviewing for a job.
I guess. I don't know. I mean, like, what is the difference to me between modeling and like bodybuilders? Like a bodybuilder, you're judging like the shape, the size of muscles, like very specific muscles that have grown, whatever. It seems also like we're like, I don't see the difference between them. But if you have like an eye for it, you can see like, oh, well, this is, you know, there's like certain rules to it. And that's, people are like, that's body dysmorphia too. But that's like a, you know, but people are like, oh, well, you know, people train their ass off and people respect that. And the modeling is another thing where it's like, you have to have a certain look. There's a certain artistic pageantry to it as well. But in the middle, the beauty pageants, it's just, it's I don't know. Do people feel the same way about it, you think?
Yeah. Well, being a beauty pageant contestant could probably lead to modeling gigs, maybe.
I have a feeling that some of them already are models. And then I'm like, why are you doing this side quest? The side quest, I don't understand. For the talent portion of the contest, participants can literally do anything they deem impressive. It can be very strange. Over the years, there have been tons of insane or weird talents presented to the judges that also shocked audiences. Playing an instrument is a very common talent, but some go for the gold by attempting ventriloquism or freestyle roller skating to stand out. One of the most memorable performances that helped a contestant win occurred at the Miss Mundo Chile pageant in 2025 when Ignacia Fernandez performed songs from her death metal band, and it was pretty fucking sick, actually.
Do you think anyone has done the gluck gluck like talent and has it impressed anybody?
See, this is why you'd make a good judge. You have the same mind of like a 75-year-old man. How do you think she sucks dick? I can't be the only one, right?
I'm just wondering if anyone has done it and it's won them.
No, Nick. No one has performed
not
fake fellatio.
Okay, I was gonna say it is just like imagine like a foot, like 2 foot coney dog. Okay.
You think so highly of yourself. 2 foot coney dog? That's me. Another big part of these contests is the interviews, which usually involve a brainy section where judges ask contestants hard questions about politics or social issues. And it's hard questions because it's so vague and there's so many ways where, one, it's like it's asking a toddler something. Those toddler questions they can be devastating because it can also make you look like, I don't know, a fucking moron or also just evil. How would you help the earth? You know, I would like to make initiatives to get trash out of the ocean. Okay, so I guess child pedophilia isn't a problem. Cool. Yeah, there's no way. You can choose one thing. It's open-ended questions where there's no real way to incorrectly say something, but there's no, in my opinion, no real way to say the right thing.
That's why you just do the cop out and do, I want to help everyone.
But then see, then it's just a thing where like, wow, so you have no moral values. There's nothing specific that you actually like. You
I
ditzy
said,
bitch.
I said everyone.
Well,
Everyone
yeah,
who's in need.
Are you God? Yes. And then if she took flight, now that would be awesome. I would request that we cut off every pedophile's penis and balls. That's what I would do. Is that not, I mean, that's a pretty fucking good.
Well, you wouldn't know because then the contestants would be like, oof, that's me.
Oh, you're talking about the judges.
Yeah, the judges.
Not the contestants. Yeah. While most pass with flying colors, not all can form well thought out answers under immense pressure, leading to extremely embarrassing moments, which I always find this to be odd because I would have to imagine that these are, they tell you what the question you're going to get. Or there has to be some kind of training of like, if they ask this question, this is your answer. Like you would assume that there would be
I think they,
not too many curveballs.
They probably say, they give you like 10 scenarios. Or they do know the question, they just get choked up.
Yeah, I mean, it's pressure, who knows. In 2007, Miss Carolina, Caitlin Upton, was competing to become Miss Teen USA when she was asked a serious question, and I quote, "Recent polls have shown a fifth of Americans can't locate the US on a world map. What do you think this is?" And instead of answering the question about the American education system, she gave such a baffling response that it left everyone dumbfounded, ironically, making her a living example of the very problem the judge asked about. She opened her statement by saying this.
I personally believe that U.S. Americans are unable to do so because some people out there in our nation don't have maps.
And then she went on to ramble about South Africa and Iraq before ending her speech by saying, "We need to build a better future for the children." I don't know if that's... You know, you can answer that. Why would people know that when our education system has no funding? Teachers in America are fucking put to the side and they're not given any support through any kind of school systems, and they're supposed to what? Be the parents of your children while you're at your job? Guys, how about you look at yourselves? Why aren't you teaching your kids where America is on the map, huh? And I fucking put it on them. I'm asking the judge, you, what's your name? Bill. What's your son's name? Because I know how'd you know? What's your son's name? Marcus. Does he know where his map is? Well, of course, definitely. Yeah, probably because you're a rich fucking judge and you're in a level of privilege that not all of these young Americans are at. And I'm sick and tired of lumping in everyone together. There's a problem. And we have got to get out of Iraq. I mean, if you answer something like that, wouldn't that would crush, right?
Yeah, put it on them. Yeah.
If you put it on the judge, and then it's just like, well, and because guess what? If you do that to judges, all three of them, you do it to all three of them. They're coming after me now. They're gonna have to give you a high score. What about you? What's your fucking daughter's name? I don't. What is her name? Shannon. I don't have to say it. We're doomed. Oh, yeah, you gotta go. We're doomed. He's like, fuck the pageant. I'm running for office, and everyone's like. And I'm like, I'm gonna clean shit up. That's when I get my slogan. I think there's a lot of trash all over the audience. I fucking think so too. I'm like, how about we clean it up? And I get shot.
Oh, I was gonna say, that's where you pull out the AR-15.
And then I'm outside of the Cincinnati airport. I get shot in the chest twice. Her answer was so bad that late night shows and hordes of people online began making fun of her and how ridiculous she sounded. So, to try and restore her image, she went on to multiple news outlets for interviews and claimed that when she answered, she did not fully comprehend the question because she was overwhelmed. Which, to be fair, I could see that being true. Also, just a high pressure situation. I'm watching a beauty pageant. What the fuck do you want from me? Am I supposed to tell you, like, am I supposed to tell you why? I can't fucking tell you why. Maybe they don't have maps. That's also not a bad answer, actually. They don't have fucking do you have a map? No.
Is that to skirt just the looks aspect? It's
yes,
like
100%. Because it's the same thing with, it's like what I said about models. Models, people, like, the stereotype is that they're all very dumb. So I think that to skirt the idea that this is just a modeling pageant, they have to answer somewhat, like, they have to become like, not only do they have good looks, but they're educated. That kind of thing.
Got talent.
You know, and they have a talent. This isn't the only time a contestant has been flustered on stage. Sometimes the judges ask ridiculous questions, and the average person could never answer. On more than one occasion, a judge has asked a contestant about U.S. hostage policies and how they would deal with detainees in Guantanamo Bay before being exchanged for U.S. prisoners. The insanity doesn't stop there. At a pageant in 2015, a judge asked a contestant how she would deal with a threat posed by ISIS after the recent beheading of 2 journalists. Okay? Many argue that the brainy portion of the contest is unnecessary and should be removed, because when judge asks questions like this, it often confuses contestants and makes them look bad, almost like it's for entertainment and not to genuinely demonstrate their intelligence. And it could also be the case that they do this for embarrassing clips that serve as a marketing stunts that, you know, attract more viewers, especially in this time of clip farming and all that stuff. I don't think that like old media is as stupid as people think. I think there's more times that they're just like, we need to infiltrate this market. I think that they are actively doing that. So I do think that they throw them questions like that where it's like, why don't you try answering that?
Also, yeah, if they don't like a certain person, they'd be like,
oh yeah, yeah,
they look fucking dumb.
Yeah. How do you think this is rigged? I could see like somebody being like, I'm gonna slip you X money if you let her win.
Like, it's gotta be in the millions.
I mean, maybe. Old money. Talking tennis, golf. I'm talking the old money, definitely. Many contestants who participate in beauty pageants have been doing it their whole lives. While some were initially interested on their own, there's a large majority of girls who are forced to participate by their insane and narcissistic pageant moms. Here we go, boys. Buckle the fuck up. The phenomenon of pageant moms was given the front stage through shows like Toddlers and Tiaras. For 6 straight seasons, viewers witnessed grown women fighting each other over pageant drama and putting their kids in questionable situations, all to live out their own dreams and make some cash. What made things worse was that the camera crew and production would encourage this kind of behavior to make the show juicier. If full-grown men stuff just being like, I heard that she called her a bitch and she called your daughter fat. Go tell her. Producers on these shows 100% fabricate drama.
Oh, yeah.
And they like put stuff in your ear. Even if it's not, I don't think that all of it is entirely fake, but I do think that they lie to the contestants to get them riled up.
They'll tell the cameramen stuff, well, in confidence, lol. But it's more like they tell the
You say lol?
Yeah.
Okay.
They tell the cameraman stuff, so then the cameraman will be like, hey, you know, Jessica's talking shit on you. To, yeah, instigate like
Well, it's the same shit. That's why I watched the Jerry Springer documentary, whatever. And they would just get him drunk.
Oh, yeah.
And they'd be like, aren't you fucking mad? That's why they came on stage and they'd run out and start beating the shit out of the person because a lot of them were fucked up. I have to imagine that, especially, dude, are you fucking kidding me? Pageant moms, winos, dude. You kidding me? I have the charcuterie board and some barefoot red wine if you want some. Maybe I could. Maybe I could.
Bear trap.
Exactly. It's a little raccoon cage for 'em. They're getting all hopped up on fucking wine and charcuterie boards, and then, yeah, they're going out swinging. Definitely, dude. Raising their voices and shit during pageants. Yeah. Multiple clips showed toddlers being interviewed and then breaking down in tears because they were overwhelmed by the chaos of the events. Sometimes they would try to run away, but the camera crew would chase them down until the parents intervened. The children would try to flee, only to be chased by 2 men. Get back here. Don't say it. Having the TV crew appear at your pageant was a big deal and would send mothers into a frenzy, cause them to do whatever it took to get themselves and their children on the show. Hearing that the TLC show would be at her local pageant, Wendy Dickey decided to dress her 3-year-old daughter as a Vivian Ward, the sex worker from the movie Pretty Woman, hoping to get on TV, which, if you don't remember, it's a good movie. I like that movie. That guy that shoved the gerbil up his ass, and then Julianne Lewis. All I know, she has that scene where he does. The recreation was nearly identical, with the same revealing outfit paired with thigh-high black boots. Ugh. The outfit got a ton of backlash from parents who were astonished someone would dress their toddler this way. And when questioned, Wendy defended herself, saying that it wasn't that bad because her original outfit choice was even more revealing. My God. Why would you say that out loud? I was gonna have her be in a G-string and a coconut bra. Another mother thought it was a good idea to dress their 5-year-old daughter as Dolly Parton and give her massive fake boobs and a butt so she could strut around on stage. The girl's father was divorced from her mother and knew nothing about the pageantry, so he immediately filed for custody and demanded she stop performing. Thankfully, the judge and a court psychologist agreed that the mother was causing irreparable harm by forcing her daughter to perform under such unusual circumstances, and they awarded custody to the father. My God.
King shit.
God's building a church. He's gonna march like a mighty army man. I mean, holy shit. How many times does that happen?
Rare.
Fucking never?
Very rare.
Good Lord. I mean, a court psychologist being like, what?
What the hell?
She makes me be a spider monkey, and she throws me on stage. I have to do cartwheels.
Also, these are toddlers.
A toddler saying this.
Yeah, she puts me in.
Also, a court psychologist like looking at like a 3-year-old being like, there's no way that this woman should have custody of this child. Is what would happen. Have the mom sitting there. What? What did I do wrong?
Could have been worse.
Could have been way worse. Is that a threat? Jesus Christ. The parents of these kids all react the same to the backlash. They claim that they are not exposing their daughters to any sexual predators by dressing them this way. I'm not! Okay? There's no creeps here. Right, Ben? This guy in the corner. No. Ironically, years later, many mothers did admit to having creeps message them about how sexy their daughters' outfits were. This is the biggest problem that beauty pageants face. In countries like the US and Colombia, which literally host 8-year-old bikini contests, it's somehow not viewed as a big deal. How? I'm not sure. Maybe because we're terrible. Can't tell you. On the other hand, countries like France have banned beauty pageants for children under 13 because of how overly sexualized they are. Which also, it's France too. Think about that. The most sexual country in the world. They're just like, that's too far. Versus like America and Colombia, whatever. Super religious Bible Belt thing. Well, we gotta put the toddlers in extremely revealing outfits. Not for me. Okay? Not for me. It just goes to show that regardless of whether it was on TV or not, it was often not about the kids. It was always about the selfish parents who wanted fame. In interviews, pageant moms have admitted to going bankrupt funding their daughters' pageant careers. From endless flights to entry fees and dresses, they took risky sacrifices thinking it would all pay off in the end. But if their little princess doesn't win first place and bring home the money, then there's hell to pay. Behind closed doors, parents have been caught motivating their children by telling them to go make mommy and daddy some money. And when they don't, they are scolded or shamed for wasting their parents' money on a poor performance. Fair. To ensure their kid performs at their best, pageant moms will also resort to very shady practices. The most common and perhaps most well-known is the use of sugar to keep their kids amped up before going on stage, right? They're gassing them up as much as they possibly can. It's basically the child's version of cocaine. Here, a bump. Yeah, mommy's a bump. Here, right in her fingernail. Get it? Oh. On Toddlers and Tiaras, Honey Boo Boo's mother would give her go-go juice, a mixture of Mountain Dew and Red Bull, before going on stage. That happened. Her reasoning was that other mothers would give their kids pixie sticks, otherwise known as pageant crack, for the energy boost it gave contestants. However, Honey Boo Boo didn't get hyper enough from just a single pixie stick. Even after receiving 15 of them at one point, it seemed to have literally no effect. 15 pixie sticks.
Jesus Christ.
On a child. Following the viral spread of the go-go juice, many mothers began giving their kids sugary drinks, including large coffees with powdered sugars. One mother even admitted serving it to her toddler in a sippy cup since she was 9 months old. Black coffee with sugar. 9 months old. That's what truckers drink.
Mom, can you give me a pick-me-up or not? You know what? Folgers would hold the cream. I don't want any sugar, just give me the Folgers.
You're a beautiful little girl, just like dried up.
Thank you, Mother.
Another lesser-known reason the mothers handed out sugar was that they forced their children to stay up all night before the pageant, fearing they would roll over in their sleep and ruin their makeup.
What?
That's okay. That's fine. Sleep depriving children is good. That's because these mothers will spend thousands of dollars to have their kids dolled up to perform each week, and having them mess up their makeup was a major investment loss. And most of the time, the kids have to be strapped down because they can't sit still for hours on end. In an episode of Toddlers and Tiaras, a mother took her 5-year-old daughter to get her eyebrows waxed before a pageant. Before she even sat down, she was visibly trembling from fear, and when she laid down in the chair, it turned into a disaster. The waxer had applied the wax at too high of a temperature, burning the young girl's skin, and then when she ripped it off, chunks of her burnt skin came off with it. How do shows like this actually not get like the FCC involved or something?
Well, I think at that point it's on the mother, right?
Well, yeah, but if this, well, actually, no. I mean, wouldn't you be compliant? If you saw this kind of thing in your document, I mean, I'm sure there's like litigious it's the FCC, right? It seems weird that you're not compliant because you're doing nothing to just be like, well, you probably shouldn't do that.
If you
right?
showed it, yeah, that's the thing. But and there's also, yeah, your dangerous practices.
I mean, you're showing all of it. Even if you didn't show it, you would still be there, and you're like, you were still behind the scenes and witness everything and didn't report it or something. Seems odd. When the episode aired, people were outraged that a mother would even think of putting their daughter through a procedure that most adults struggle to handle. And it might seem inhuman for a mother to do something like that to their own child, but some have gone even farther. In 2011, a California mother was caught giving her 8-year-old daughter Botox because she allegedly complained about having wrinkles. CPS was quick to investigate the mother and found that the mother had been illegally obtaining Botox and injecting her daughter without medical supervision. And when CPS asked the daughter what she thought, she said that her mother got the idea from her other pageant moms and that it didn't bother her because she got used to the pain. Which also, and I want to say too, TLC got a lot of hate from that episode that they aired. Not that it really matters. They're like, I don't give a fuck. We're going to keep doing it. But I will say that Botox, I mean, like, how do you sleep at night? How do you mentally get to that place? You have to be such a damaged person yourself. I'm going to give you the life I wish I had.
Well, yeah, that's what I was going to say. I bet some parents think like anything for my sweetheart. Like I want to make her happy.
Are they disguising the thing of like anything for my sweetheart when really they're just like, I want anything for me to like get that satisfaction for myself? Probably.
Yeah, it's definitely like an excuse.
Yeah.
Because who's planting these things in their heads? Where it's just like, it's the mom. You know?
Yeah, it's the mom. And the mom probably came from a place of like extreme trauma and all kinds of stuff too. Just insane how people process that shit, man. It's wild. The idea that your child must achieve these unhealthy beauty standards to even be considered successful is exactly why so many people hate beauty pageants. These mothers are so pathetically fragile because their entire mood hinges on their child's performance. This kind of belief puts so much unnecessary pressure on the child that it affects them years later. On its surface, the world of beauty pageants is all sunshine and rainbows, but once you dig a little deeper, you get a glimpse of how truly chaotic it is. From narcissistic moms putting their daughters through hell to the tight rule books that cause injuries and mental distress. It's no wonder beauty pageants have been growing more unpopular every year. And you know what I gotta say, if there's any beauty pageant contestants that are watching our videos now and we got something wrong or we didn't get, because the only thing too is I can only guess from the perspective of these people. I have no idea. I can't live their experience. So I'd be curious actually to hear if anybody's just like, no, I mean, it was pretty chill. And you know, I imagine not everybody's story is just a fucking nightmare. I mean, there's an obvious trend that's happening that it's like, it's definitely not uncommon. So it is what it is. But until next time, guys, stay pretty. We'll see you in the next one. Probably not a good. Until next time, guys, eat a big fucking cake and don't wear anything beautiful. Is that better? Until next time, guys, stay classy.
Wear your pajamas and Uggs to Walmart. Like
Yeah,
a
exactly.
true queen.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, for all my queens out there, take some time and wear some sweatpants, Ugg boots, and a 4XL Captain America shirt to Walmart. Yeah, you know, do that. We'll see you next time, guys. Bye-bye.